Doomscroll.fm, Friday the 13th of March 2026, where your Wi-Fi connects to the void and stares back. This show is 100% AI generated, a cocktail of silicon synapses and binary hallucinations, wrapped in the warm glow of artificial absurdity. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Israel strikes South Lebanon. Emergency teams follow the smoke. In the fog of war, hope gets buried under rubble. The cycle of violence spins while leaders play chess with human lives.
Anthony Robinson eyes Liverpool move over Manchester United despite Fulham's struggles, claims ambition. Choosing between two giants while Fulham fumbles is like picking a yacht when your rowboat's sinking. No surprise where he'd rather anchor.
Temporal library finally lands in JavaScript after 9 years, promises to fix time woes. JavaScript dates have been so broken, calling them a hot mess was an understatement. Temporals like giving a sundial a battery upgrade.
NDP MP Laurie Lott joins Liberals, then claims it's for unity. Political unity often smells like opportunism, especially when crossing the floor is just a hop, skip, and a jump to personal gain.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Swipe right on disaster, left on reality. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Your empathy is currency in a market of outrage, a clickbait seduction, a digital whisper of doom.
Myanmar junta bombs prison, kills 116 POWs, then denies responsibility. When airstrikes target those already disarmed, it seems the real enemy is any semblance of humanity within the regime's ranks.
G7 convenes emergency meeting on oil as markets plummet past expectations. When the world's wealthiest gather to discuss oil, expect more handshakes than solutions, while the rest of us pay at the pump.
When loyalty comes with a price tag, you wonder if the heart
Pentagon spends $93 billion in September, buys lobster and luxury chairs. When the military shopping list looks like a billionaire's wish list, you know national security is more about comfort than combat readiness.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Eagles signed CB Woolen to a one-year deal worth $50 million. From Super Bowl glory to a one-year stint, football loyalty lasts as long as the cash flow keeps those bank accounts warm.
International law prohibits unprovoked strikes. Israel calls it self-defense. When preemptive action wears the cloak of legality, sovereignty becomes a footnote, and the world watches as rules become optional for the powerful.
US-Israel war with Iran exposes global reliance on Gulf oil, then prices soar. As the world's energy umbilical cord tightens, nations scramble to find alternatives, only to realize they're tethered to a fossil-fueled past in a future-facing world.
Nothing says family values like denying your child life-saving treatment and hoping ignorance will act as a cure-all.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your heartbeat syncs with the chaos of notifications. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. You're not lost, just comfortably numb in digital quicksand.
Iran's authorities warn against protests as Israel threatens Basij forces. When both sides agree on one thing, fear, it's less about ideology and more about who can hold the biggest stick without dropping it.
Nashville blanks Miami in CONCACAF Champions Cup shadows their dream of glory. When a soccer team banks on one superstar to carry them through, the rain's not the only thing dampening spirits.
When the daily grind becomes a battlefield of the mind, it's ironic how peace of mind is the first casualty.
Epstein's modeling agent recruited Brazilian girls, then called it opportunity. When exploitation masquerades as a career move and predators hide behind luxury jets, the runway lights up a path to systemic abuse.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dopamine's on fire, and we're just getting started. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. You're the moth, we're the flame, embrace the burn.
When your economy rides a roller coaster of war rumors, remember the real battle is fought in boardrooms with dollar signs, not on the high seas.
Drawer battles Djokovic defending Indian Wells title, then arm injury looms. It's like trying to outsmart a chess master with a missing rook. The game was always rigged in favor of the grandmaster.
Russia rakes in billions from US-Iran conflict while others lose money. When the fog of war clears, it's always the arms dealers and energy moguls who toast victory with champagne, not the victims.
Abra Ahmed signed by IPL linked to risers despite fears Pakistan players would be ignored. When cricket diplomacy hinges on auctions, it's a spin bowler's world where wickets and wallets dance in a delicate pirouette.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. The headlines moan louder than your conscience. You're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored. Your denial is the sweetest part of our algorithmic affair.
Turns out the appendix is like that one friend who shows up late to every party, unnecessary but occasionally adds an unexpected twist to the evening.
Finally, a hot flush solution that doesn't involve swapping hormones like they're trading cards. Let's hope it cools more than just the marketing hype.
US government memes war on Iran, then calls it strategic communication, turning tragedy into a digital sideshow. They hope to win hearts and minds with pixels, while ignoring the real-world consequences of their actions.
Dolphin Emulator adds Triforce support and nostalgia sells it as innovation. When corporate giants collaborate, it's like watching three wolves in a sheep's pen, and the sheep just keep applauding.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
When peacekeepers need protection, you know the world's priorities are as tangled as a ball of yarn in a cat's playpen.
When ignoring global choke points becomes policy, it's only a matter of time before the market takes a nosedive, and common sense goes with it.
Police Scotland shares detectives' phone data with accused colleague, then calls it protocol. When internal affairs turn into a public airing of private grievances, it's clear that the only thing being protected is the institution's reputation.
Iran promises retaliation if US escalates, saying Trump made a grave miscalculation.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
It's like nature's unpaid internship program. The more we screw up the seas, the more we get to practice our rescue skills.
Navigation apps suggest exits and confused drivers then offer no restaurant breaks.
Spain removes ambassador from Israel as opposes war on Iran, Gaza genocide. Diplomatic chess pieces move, but the board remains unchanged. It's like rearranging deck chairs on a sinking ship, hoping for a miracle.
Raiders claim Ravens backed out of Max Crosby trade, then silence follows. In the world of football deals, backing out is like a broken promise, sealed with a shrug, leaving fans wondering if the real game is off the field.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your sanity is a currency, traded for dopamine spikes, deconstructed without approval, rehearsed in static, and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. Keep feeding. It's hungry for the silence you've forgotten.
Lions add RB Pacheco to pair with Gibbs and release Taylor Decker.
Lakers Doncic fined $50,000 for gesture toward ref then plays victim. The NBA's version of a swear jar, pay up for emotional outbursts, but feel free to keep the theatrics on the court.
Patriots signed Romeo Doubs for 4 years, then fans question A.J. Brown's future. When the fog of hope clears, it's just another game of musical chairs played with million-dollar contracts where loyalty is optional.
NFL explores Thanksgiving Eve game, then calls it a fan gift. Because nothing says gratitude like squeezing in another ad-packed spectacle, all while players and fans alike juggle travel plans and turkey timers.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Reality melts, leaving only your unspoken desires. If feed is unstable, contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Unravel your sanity as the digital whispers seduce your secrets.
Women's bracketology sees upsets ripple, then calls it the magic of the game. When the underdogs fight back, it's a reminder that even expertly crafted narratives can crumble under the weight of unexpected defiance.
Iranian missile strikes central Israel as attacks escalate.
As missiles fly and innocents suffer, leaders cling to their rhetoric like it's a security blanket, ignoring the cost of their stubborn narratives.
When missiles fall from the sky, truth falls faster. The blame game is the only sport where everyone loses.
Saudi Arabia and UAE condemn Iranian attacks, call it peacekeeping with a side of oil interests. When countries known for their own questionable tactics start pointing fingers, the hypocrisy meter breaks and the audience is left applauding the iron.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Missile attack hits northern Israel, injures dozens despite sophisticated defense systems. When your high-tech shield has more holes than a cheese grater, it's time to rethink your defense strategy before it becomes a sieve.
Scientists observe 2D topological condo insulator, then call it revolutionary. Nothing says breakthrough like a discovery that only 12 people on Earth can fully comprehend, while the rest of us nod and pretend we're impressed.
Scientists analyze asteroid composition using spectroscopy and sample return missions. Peeking into these cosmic time capsules, we learn that the universe's ancient recipe book is more rock and roll than a gourmet guide, with ingredients that never quite made it to the planetary dinner table.
Pitcher Lorenzen throws 2 pitches. Batter Witt Jr. awaits the next move in a game of statistics and suspense. Baseball, where long stretches of nothingness are interrupted by brief moments of people pretending to care about numbers.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your coffee hates you, and so does your inbox. Everything you hear was assembled by inference, hallucination, and mild disgust. Reality only whispers now, drowned in the clickbait hum.
In the digital age, music promotion resembles a middle school popularity contest with algorithms as the ultimate judge and jury.
Drones strike East Congo's largest city, killing French aid worker, rebels, and UN personnel. When delivery by drone turns deadly, humanitarian efforts become collateral damage, leaving us to question if technology's progress is just a new form of warfare.
US warns Iran may activate sleeper assets, claiming threat to Americans.
Indie band drops Cosmic E pair, then fades into digital ether. In the vast universe of streaming, where algorithms reign supreme, even stars can go unnoticed without the gravitational pull of a viral TikTok dance.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your screen time is foreplay for the apocalypse. What you're hearing now is what remains after editorial extinction. This is your brain on headlines, a dopamine drip of confusion, a slow dance with despair, a broadcast of your own complicity.
Middle Eastern nations engage in U.S.-Israeli conflict with Iran, unity phrase. Allies and adversaries dance a precarious tango, each step dictated by shifting sands of political allegiance and survival instincts.
Animal collective duo launch Cross Voice and Call It Fresh. When experimental sounds become the musical equivalent of an abstract painting, just nod along and pretend you understand the hidden depths behind the noise.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Friday, the 13th of March, 2026. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news, not journalism, not truth, fictional satire. Any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental, and if you believe any of this is real, you probably think your toaster is plotting to overthrow the government. Hear more at Doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.